Alright, you guys, this is my MEPS video. My apologies for the wait. It's been over 2 months now since I've actually gone to MEPS. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. Just want to do like a disclaimer at first. This is going to be my personal experience going through MEPS, processing through the MEPS at Fort Lee, Virginia. So if you end up having a different experience or have had a different experience at MEPS, it's just because, of that reason, you may have gone to a different place, or you might be a male or something like that. So anyway, okay, I went to the hotel it was a Holiday Inn. This was December 4th, 2013. Went there around like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, checked in to the hotel about 3 after I met and sat with my recruiter for a little bit. Got to my room, didn't have a roommate at the time. I ended up, since I was still locally in the area where I lived, I was able to sign out for a few hours from the hotel, and I came back home to spend the evening with my family for a little bit, and then I had my husband drop me back off at the hotel that night before curfew, so I can't vouch for the dinner at the hotel. Sorry about that. By the time I got back to my hotel room, I had a roommate. She was going Navy. I actually don't think that she ended up getting all her physical and stuff done the next day because I didn't see her, and she was talking about that night about how she was sick and didn't think that she'd be able to process why she was sick. So I don't think she did that, but I hope, I wish the best for her. Excuse me. So got to sleep that night. I don't remember what time, maybe like 11-ish. The wake-up call was supposed to be for 4:45 the next morning. I set my alarm for 4 so I could get up. I had a shower, got dressed, and was packed up before our wake-up call came, which actually came at 4:35. So they give you the wake-up call so you can get up, get ready, but I was already done before then. And you're supposed to pack up everything then, because once you leave your room that morning, you're not coming back, so you want to make sure you grab all your stuff, because once you head downstairs, you sign out, you give them back the room key. And then there is time for breakfast downstairs. Again, I did not eat. I was trying to, I was worried about my weight, because at the time I was still over my weight limit, and I wanted to make sure that I was still remain in my tape. So I can't vouch for breakfast either, but the hotel itself was nice, so I'm pretty sure the food was good too. So we waited around the lobby for a little bit. It was a good group of people. It was enough to fill a bus, so like a Greyhound-sized bus. After everybody was downstairs and checked out and had eaten, if they chose to eat breakfast, we were taken outside to get onto the bus. Had a few minutes to kind of settle in on the bus. Everybody was kind of quiet. Everybody on there wasn't just for Army. There was like every branch there, and then about half of the bus load were people that were actually shipping that day, and the rest of us were, just there for testing or for our medical. So yeah, it was everybody from every branch and everybody doing different things that day. So we left on the bus ride from the hotel to the MEPS station. It was about a 10-minute drive, 10-15 minutes maybe. Got to the MEPS. We sat outside on the bus for about 5 minutes, and then had, I believe he was in the Marines, just a Marine. He came. I have no idea what rank or anything like that he was. I don't know the Marines, so I apologize for that. But he came onto the bus and wasn't mean, but was very clear about what he wanted us to do. So So, just the basic, like, if you have any gum, you need to swallow it or spit it out once you get outside, letting us know that, once we got off the bus to go in, that we were going to line up out there in like a mock formation. So after we got off of the bus drove off, and then where the bus was parked, he had us divide up to people that were shipping that day over on one side and people that were there for just everything else on the other side. And so once we were separated like that, he had us stand in just a mock formation, and there he proceeded to go over the rules of MEPS, and then just letting us know that we will be going through security checks. So the rules of building, you can't have any weapons, blah blah blah. And then let us know that after we pass through security, that there would be a baggage room for us to go store our stuff in. Letting us know that we were able to have our cell phones on the liaison side of the building, but not on the medical side of the building. So he told us to keep that in mind, and then let us know after we dropped our bags off, if we had any to drop off, that we would go straight over to the liaison side of the building. And from there, you were to go to your specific branch's office. So you had, the Army and Navy Reserve, you had Navy, you had Air Force, you had Coast Guard, you had Army, you had Marines, you had everybody in their specific office. So, you were to go to your own office. So, of course, I went to Army. Went there, got my, crap, I don't know. I looked over some paperwork. I turned in my packet, the packet that you have to bring. I turned that into them, and then you get they give you a printed out tag, a sticky tag to stick on you, and you're told, when you put that on, that it doesn't come off. So like if you have a jacket on and you end up sticking on your jacket, you better be ready to wear that jacket all day. So if you don't think you're going to want to wear your jacket all day, I suggest taking it off and then putting it on your shirt or whatever it is that you're planning to wear all day, because you can't, once you put it on something, you can't take it off. It's not, reapplicable. So, and it has to stay on you and has to stay on your chest where it can be seen. After that, for the people that were going to the medical side, we went ahead and went over and waited for everybody to come in to the medical briefing room. Once everybody was in that needed to be there, we were briefed on what was going to be going on that day. We filled out quite a few pieces of paper, took a breathalyzer, and everybody there was really nice. I had no complaints about that. Everybody was doing their job awesomely, and were pretty nice about it. Sorry if I got a little lower. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. So after the medical briefing, we were filed out of the room and there were 7 different stations, I think, that were designated. Like, one was to get your blood, one was the vision testing area, another was the hearing area, blah blah blah. So as we were filed out of the medical briefing room, they would tell us, okay, you go here, go here, go here. Everybody had to go everywhere, but they were just kind of splitting us up, so it wasn't like one massive line at each station every time. So it was just, kind of split up so everybody could kind of get through the day and get through everything a little bit faster. So yeah, then proceeded to I got my blood taken, and these are not in any specific order. Got my blood taken, hearing test, vision test. The vision test, I didn't have to do like the depth perception test, or yeah, I think there were some other like specific tests that you had to take depending on what branch you were going to, and depending on which job you were going for. I didn't have to take anything specific except for maybe the I guess it was the colorblind test. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, blood, hearing, vision, The urinalysis, yes, I had to pee in front of somebody. It wasn't that big a deal. I had to go. I was holding all morning. I was ready to go. I didn't care. I had to go. They got my pee very easily that day. That's all I can say. Then, the females had their one-on-ones with a female doctor, and the guys, I'm pretty sure, had their one-on-one with a male doctor. They were on totally different sides of the building. Well, like that side of the building were on totally different sides. I personally didn't care if I had a female or male doctor. I've, had male doctors before. I didn't care. I had to do what needed to be done. She was really brief. Just went over her usual, had, checked all around, did like third check and breathing check, kind of like if you just go for a regular physical, and then, just had me lay back and just check like 2 seconds down there. She didn't do like the rectal exam that some people were talking about, and it was also listed on the like a chart that they gave us that would be happening that day. She didn't do that. After that, there was the medical exercise thing, and what they did with that was they waited for about 5 females at a time to go into a totally different separate room closed off, and they had us get down to our underwear and bra, and that's when the doctor came back in, and she had us do like all the movements that they're going to have you do just to see if you function properly as a human being. And you just do weird stuff. It seems weird to us, but obviously they have a specific reason for having you do the exercise in the first place. I guess it just determines if you might have some kind of condition that you can't have going into the military. That's when we did like the duck walk, which was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And then they did our weight height requirement. For me, I already knew I was overweight, but only by 2.8 pounds. I was over by 2.8 pounds, but I made my tape measurement, so that was good. And then after you hit all the stations and get all that done, then you have to sit and wait to be called in by the doctor to be deemed if you're qualified to join the military or not. That was the longest. I don't even know how long it was that I was sitting there waiting, but it was the longest time of my life because I had been waiting for that point. I'd been working hard for that point to hear that you're qualified, you can swear in, so once I finally got in there and she told me that I was qualified, I was just I can't even describe it. I'm sure you guys some of you have already experienced this and you know what I'm talking about, and for those of you who will be going to MEPS, you will experience this. I hope, you get to experience that point when all your hard work has, finally come to fruition, and you're told that you're good and you qualify. Okay, so I actually started this video yesterday and now I'm continuing today, so that's the sudden change in outfit. I believe I left off after getting told I was qualified to join the Army, to enlist. Yeah, so that was super exciting. It was a mass relief because I had been working so hard to finally get to that point. So I was extremely excited and emotional when, the doctor told me that. After that, yeah, I checked out of the medical side. That's right. Yeah, I think I got up to that part. You have to sign out of the medical side of MEPS before you can go back over to the liaison side. Once over there, I picked out my job. Yeah, that's where I left off. Okay, now I'm remembering. I'm sorry. That's where I went and put into contract that I would be a 68 Charlie, the practical nursing specialist. Got my contract signed for, I signed in for 6 years active, 2 years reserve, so altogether 8 years accumulative. once I did that, then I had to wait around for a few people to get. They wanted to do more than just one person at a time to swear in. I swore in about 3 o'clock, somewhere around that time that afternoon. So I had officially sworn into DEP, which is the delayed entry program, where pretty much you're in your branch of service but not active duty, so you're not like in to where you get medical and all that stuff just yet, or get paid or anything like that. So that's what I've been in up until I go back to MEPS in like 3 days now, and I will officially swear into active duty, and right after that I'll be leaving. But yeah, so I swore in, and then I left for the day, so that was the end of my MEPS day. It was a long day. It started at 4 o'clock in the morning, after only maybe about 3-4 hours of sleep, and I didn't get home until about 4 something. So that was my MEPS experience. I hope it was descriptive enough for some of you guys, what you're looking for, and I will see you next video. Thanks for waiting.